G'day guys and welcome back. Level Earth Observer, as you can tell from the name, is a flat earther who thinks he's managed to prove thousands of years of science wrong. Enjoy.
Sponsors of today's video are ISPI.
Okay, so let's watch his sponsorship read. Bear in mind that this video is in no way sponsored, and there is no way anyone with less than 100,000 subscribers would be sponsored. Help me get there, guys, then I'll shut up about it.
In association with the Plastic Professor. ISPI, the Indian Space Pantomime Industry.
Yeah, but the Indian Space Program is the ISRO, or Indian Space Research Organisation. They've also put more into space than any flat earther.
Are one of the best out there for putting junk disguised as satellites in an imaginary orbit around a fake globe.
How can you put something imaginary into something fake? That makes no sense.
ISPI work closely and have done in the past with the Plastic Professor. So if this is your thing, putting fake satellites in an imaginary orbit around a fake globe, then ISPI, in association with the Plastic Professor, are your guys. There's no one better out there at the moment, and there's a promotion at the moment. You'll get...
That was some really terrible editing. Like you were recording voiceover, the actual footage, rather than just having the footage playing in the background and scripting.
33% off if you quote the code #PANTO33. And like I said, there's no one better out there for putting junk in an imaginary orbit around a fake globe. Like in this instance, someone's asked for 2 trumpets to be stuck to a hula hoop with some oversized 1980s TV aerials as their imaginary fake satellite.
A simple Google search will show you everything you need to know. This is a simple screen grab from your video. To most people, it would look like, as you say, a piece of junk. But let's clear up some details. So it would appear what we are looking at is the propulsion system on the bottom of the satellite. Why would that be, I wonder? This is your clue right here. Separation. It's almost like the camera is looking at the bottom after the satellite is deployed. See how easy that is?
And ISPI have delivered. Admittedly, the Earth looks shockingly bad, but ISPI are specialists in fake space and of course work closely with the Plastic Professor.
What the hell sort of cut was that? Moving on.
So if ridiculous fake satellite launches is your bag, then ISPI, in association with the Plastic Professor, are your guys. Okay? Right, on with the video.
That was only the intro? Trying to take the piss out of a fake sponsor? I spent all that time making pretty pictures and everything? I'm disappointed now. Okay, we'll move on.
Today it's a quick one. Is globe science versus level Earth science.
So, science versus dumbassery. Got it.
The subject, tower cranes. I've cited a tower crane many times before, showing it hundreds of feet of rope being dead still, proving scientifically that the globe is impossible.
A still image showing a still rope. For the record, cranes do not use simple rope, but use multi-thread, multi-layer steel wires with a diameter of over 30 centimeters and a weight of over 5 kilograms per meter. They are designed to not simply sway in the breeze.
I asked the globe side, look, this is your last chance. What scientific demonstrable proof using a pendulum have you got that proves tower cranes can be dead still on a spinning ball?
Well, since this is the first video of yours I'm covering, let me explain it. The pendulum motion would require someone to start the swinging. You do not want cranes to swing, as that would be very bad for the crane. The majority of crane collapses are due to the load or even just the cable swinging. The ground crew helps to prevent the swinging the load during the initial pickup, and then the crane rotates very, very slowly to where the load is needed, and another ground crew will assist in the lowering of the payload. But accidents can still happen.
Now, bearing in mind, I can cite a tower crane, and it can be verified by every single person on Earth with a pendulum, albeit on a smaller scale. Okay? So that's my science. Demonstrable true.
Well, no. It's not science. I've just told you why cranes don't have the pendulum effect. There are places you can go to view giant pendulums called the Foucault pendulum that prove the Earth's rotation. These are specifically designed for this purpose and don't put anyone's life in danger by being 350 tons of steel that can collapse due to high winds.
Using the actual subject at hand, i.e. a tower crane, is my scientific tool.
That is like using tape to measure the height of the flames to see how hot a fire is. You're using the wrong tool for the job.
So when I asked the Globe Believers scientific community, what's your best scientific demonstration using a pendulum, they cited this. So Globe Science, it would seem, cites bottles of water to refute and replace tower cranes.
Oh, how disingenuous you are. How about you link to that video you cite?
Which is very strange. So I'm going to jump into the classroom of a Globe Science class here and try and understand this mindset and this pantomime science that the Globe Believers seem to cite. So, it would seem in this instance, if we're dealing with Globe Science, tower cranes, number one. Tower cranes are bottles of water.
Without seeing the video you're claiming this from, this can be dismissed as hearsay.
That's correct. Tower cranes, however strange this may sound, but this is Globe pantomime science, real Globe demonstrable science. Tower cranes are bottles of water. Okay, makes sense. Number two, explanations over raw demonstrable science.
Isn't that exactly what you've been doing for the last 3.5 minutes?
Well, we've kind of just seen that, haven't we? With regards to the water, trying to impersonate a 300, 400 foot tower crane. We've seen that. So we kind of understand this. This Globe science is starting to make sense, you know. Okay. Number three, demonstrable reality is wrong. CGI and excuses are correct.
What CGI? What excuses? Again, you don't show any footage of the video you claim to have been provided by the scientific community.
Do you know what? I think I get it. You ignore reality and stand by total absurdity.
Oh, that is precious.
For example, tower cranes are bottles of water. Real life demonstrations are fake. CGI and cartoons are real.
You keep saying that, but have shown nothing.
Okay, so tower cranes are not real. In Globe Science, bottles of water are tower cranes. Okay, I'm going to pass that information on to a couple of lads I know. They might be to save some money then, bringing in a bottle of spring water into site to lift up steel girders 400 foot in the air rather than hiring in a 200 ton mobile crane.
So, if you know these fellas, why don't you ask them if you can start swinging their payload for them? Just to prove the Earth is flat, lads.
I think this Globe Science seems to be onto something here. Interesting times anyway. Hope you enjoyed that. Who comes out on top for you for real science? I got carried away there. Is it level Earth science, which is demonstrably true? Or is it this new brand of pantomime science that I seem to have got quite caught up in just there? You tell me.
I honestly have no words. This is perhaps the dumbest argument I have ever heard. I could actually feel my brain trying to escape during that ending. I'm sorry you folks had to sit through it all. Thank you all so much for watching. As always, a special thanks to Purple Haze and Pyramid Head for their outstanding support on Patreon, as well as to my other Patreon supporters. I'm gonna go lay down now, as this was too much stupid in such a short amount of time. Until next time, friends. Don't be a dick.